Hey cactus friends, it's Jenny from Cookies Cacti. And right now it is Saturday afternoon, about 1 in the afternoon, and according to my phone, it is 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can see some nasty high temperatures that are coming later this afternoon. And look at our 10-day forecast. I mean, besides the nearing 110 degree weather for the next, 7 days or so, look how high our low temperatures are overnight. You know, we're talking 85 degrees Fahrenheit or higher for the lowest temperature. And this has already been going on. We've had excessive heat warnings for about probably the past week already. So by the time we finally reach, in like 8 days or so to finally start getting below 85 degrees, it's going to be 2 weeks of this kind of weather. And this is when the plants and the humans really start to hurt. So, when I show you tours of my plants, all those past videos that I've shown, it shows them showing them being healthy and being vibrant, but I thought I would also show you when they're not doing well either. And many of them are really hurting right now, and I thought I would show you that as well. So we did get some, or at least right here where I live in Chandler, I did get some heavy rain about 2 or 3 days ago, and you can see that the brittle bush is just like falling over after all that rain, and it's a mess, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. So one of the plants that's really hurting is my first cactus, which is Tom, the totem pole cactus. And you can see that I've got a laundry basket over him because I would say sometime last week it was, I think, reached 114 degrees Fahrenheit, and I completely forgot about the plants. They were just out here completely unprotected, and I came out in the evening and looked at it and was like, oh my gosh. So you're going to have to forgive me. There's going to be some weird shadows here because I have a big old umbrella over me. It's way too hot and it feels like a oven broiler. But here's Tom, the totem pole cactus, Lophocereus shadii var monstros. And you can see kind of looking okay, arms looking okay, but if you look at the top of him, look how yellow and wrinkled he is. Oh my gosh. And I had watered him and it rained really heavily, so if I squeeze this wrinkly part, it has a lot of give to it. Although it was watered, and rained on not that long ago, just a few days ago. But just take a look at that. And Tom has already been in the ground for 2 years, so this is his maybe official 3rd summer or so. And when I bought him from Arizona Cactus Sales, he was already outside, fully exposed. So it's not like this is his first summer. And this was most likely a cutting off of a very mature plant, so it's not a seedling either. But he's really hurting, and what becomes really tricky at this time of year, because the nighttime lows are so high, is that the cactus struggle to open their stomata and metabolize at night, because that's what they do. They do that at night because they're trying to conserve moisture. And when it gets this hot at night, they struggle to do that. My understanding is that they will go dormant when these conditions persist. And so you may interpret your plant as being thirsty at that time, but really it's gone dormant, kind of like in the winter time. And so if you water it that time, or while it's dormant, you have the likelihood of rotting the plant out. And so, in the wintertime we expect that. But in the summertime it becomes extremely tricky to figure out when that's happening. And I'm still so new to plant keeping and caring for cactus that I still don't have a good understanding and have a good feel for when the plant is dormant, when it's not, when it needs water, and just how to read it overall. But I figure this will just take time to figure out. The agave over here seems to be doing all right. The outer leaves are burning, but the interior leaves seem to be doing quite well. I don't see much, too much stress. I do have this window screen over it to help it out. But this one seems to be doing okay. This one is native to Arizona, but not to the Phoenix area. I have this pharaoh cactus here. Most of these plants I showed, actually all of them I probably showed in my garden tour or my landscape tour. So this was one of them. So this barrel cactus, I have had this window screen over it since the summer began, but then I checked on it a few days ago when it got really hot, and it was like turning yellow on one side of the plant, especially on the other side, on the kind of the south west side of it, because the sun is just so strong in the afternoon. So I put the 50% shade cloth on it, and I don't think you can see this, but it seems the yellowing is now gone, but oof, this one was hurting. I have take a look at this agave. The outer leaves are yellowing, extremely sun-stressed, but I've decided to just leave it like this because the center leaves seem to be doing all right. Maybe the center leaves are nicely acclimated to the intensity of the UV, but I'll keep an eye on it. If it doesn't look like it's doing well, I'll throw a shade cloth over it as well. Even this elephant food, which seems to be quite light tolerant, even that's turning yellow. Well, this one seems to be doing okay. Incredible how much sun elephant food can take. This one's still hanging in there too. I had two little agave pups over here. These are Perii truncata. You can see this one's dead. It was alive as of maybe 5 days ago. And then it died. This one's still alive. I might throw a shade cloth over it right after I make this video. I have an agave over here that is also hurting, and I just put this shade cloth on it. You'll see, look at how compact it's growing because the amount of light that it's receiving. The center leaves aren't doing too terrible, but I'm giving it some help. This is really rough. So these guys over here that have hair on them basically have a natural sun protection on them already, so I'm just leaving them as they are. And you can see how dense that hair is on them. So just been watering them whenever I feel like it's appropriate, which I don't know if it's right or wrong, but at least they're doing all right. I have a pharaoh cactus gracilis here that actually is quite light tolerant, but even this one was starting to hurt and turning yellow. So I covered it also with a shade cloth, and it seems to be doing better. And the guys underneath the brittle bush with shade are doing fine. Now I'm going to show you some very sad mammillaria that are in the ground. So this one I had unprotected like this because I thought its spines were dense enough to be able to provide its own sun protection, but look, that's burning. So sad. So I threw this shade cloth over it, but I don't know if it's too late. We'll have to see. Same thing, this guy. This one's all right. I did have a shade cloth over it already, but I think this heat is just hurting it. You can see how it's just kind of yellowing and not very happy, but it's alive. Look at this. Yellowing and not very happy looking, but alive. So, fingers crossed these guys can pull through the summer. It is just so hard on them when it's so hot. It literally feels like an oven broiler when you touch the sun during the day. Solar torch is doing okay. It also has natural shade cloth, with the hair on it. And the cool thing is there's a little pup coming out. Yeah. Mexican fence post is looking pretty sad. See that? Oh, that's not looking good. Look at that. That doesn't look good. All right, we'll see what happens with that. That guy over there seems okay, but this doesn't look good. So so we'll have to see what happens with that. I'm going to show you some of the potted mammillaria in my shaded area. See, this has like 70% shade cloth up here, but look how much it's hurting. This is an aloe. Oh, it's all yellowed and parched, and this is, especially with the soft succulents, it becomes really tricky when they go dormant in the summer. If you water it, it will just rot if they're dormant. So this is really tricky. I put a shade cloth over it just to help it out. The agaves seem to be doing okay. This aloe over here looks like it's hurting a bit as well. Let me show you this mammillaria. That doesn't look very happy either. Can you see? You know, the kind of the center growing point still is dark green, but the outer portions of it are kind of wrinkled and a little bit yellow. Now, this got rained on already a few days ago, so it's not a lack of moisture. At least I don't think so. It's just this darn heat. This one's okay. A little bit yellow as well. Anyway, just a really quick update. I've got some astrophytum that also look kind of thirsty, but just I'm being cautious about watering it, and I don't know if what I'm doing is right or wrong. And I've been wanting to make more videos, but I like to go back to other nurseries and show you around, but it's just been way too hot to be able to, you know, stay out for too long. So I'm just gonna have to wait till it cools down before I make more of those types of nursery tour videos. Some of the seedlings inside the shade house are also hurting just purely from the temperature because I've been watering them regularly. Yeah, so just a really quick update. Hope you all are doing well. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, I'm back. I just wanted to give you a quick update also on Cookie. So Cookie has had some health problems since last year, November or so. By about the beginning of February this year, she actually was diagnosed with diabetes. Very strange. It just kind of came on really quick. And then with the guidance of actually the Feline Diabetes Forum, I managed to get her into diabetic remission within about 2 months. So as of, I think, March or April, she was already fully off insulin. But after she was in remission and she was off of insulin, I felt like something was still off because she wasn't able to put on weight like beyond about 8 pounds, which is kind of light. I think the goal was to get her to 8.5 pounds or so, but we just could not put weight on for her. And then I noticed she was still drinking a lot of water and urinating a lot, like just more than I remember as being normal. So last week I took her to the vet and they did a blood work, and she's been diagnosed with kidney disease, with chronic kidney disease. So, you know, it's been quite tough. It's going to be a very steep learning curve to learn how to manage her health issues. And she has potential pancreatitis as well. We're waiting for an ultrasound appointment with the local animal hospital, which is not for another 2.5 weeks or so, quite a long waiting period. So it's been pretty stressful, and I do have like minor panic attacks, to be completely honest. I don't know if all you, I'm sure many of you are animal lovers and have pets or have had pets, and I don't deal well with loss, even though I know that's guaranteed when you know, when we have these animals that have lifespans that are almost guaranteed to be shorter than ours. But originally I would like to make a video at least once a week, or as I've been doing almost 2 or 3 times a week, but with all the stuff that's been going on, it's going to be a little bit less frequent until, you know, we can figure out our new routine. But yeah, I mean, I would love to stay positive at all the time, especially for these videos, and we're talking about cactus and wonderful, you know, living things like that. But I guess life is not always just good stuff, right? There's a lot of challenges that come with it as well, but just wanted to let you know what's going on, and hopefully I will talk to you all soon. Take care.